Hey guys, so in this video, I'm going to be talking about my week 24 and 25 of this triplet pregnancy. Welcome back to my channel, everyone, and welcome to anyone who's maybe new. I would encourage you to subscribe, if you're new. Also, those of you who may be watching for a while but haven't subscribed, it does help this channel out. It helps people to be able to find it. And I mainly focus on currently pregnancy with triplets and also infertility, IVF, all that stuff. So, and then hopefully even like some baby stuff very soon. So anyway, I would love to have you join us. So if you haven't yet, please subscribe and also like and comment. I so appreciate all your comments and everything and just your interaction. I know I'm slow to respond and I apologize, but I do read all of them, but I am slow to respond. So I'm trying to get a little bit better at that. So, but I very, very much appreciate all your comments and I love reading them. So thank you so much. All right, another thing I want to say is I'm sorry that it took me a little while to get this video up. And I apologize to anyone who maybe was worried and thinking like, oh man, is something going on? And she's just going through a hard time, something wrong with the babies or something. I will say we are doing really good. So no, that's not what happened. I actually was planning on doing another video between this video and my last video, but I was having some technical issues. So I just kind of abandoned it because I was just like, I can't really deal with this right now. So, and then it was getting to the point where it was like almost time for my doctor's appointment, which is usually when I do these videos because I see the doctor every 2 weeks. So it's kind of a nice, another update I can give you guys of how the doctor's appointment went. And I will show a clip of me talking about that towards the end of this video. But yeah, so I just decided to wait and do this update instead of push something out before this. So getting into how this pregnancy has been going the past 2 weeks. First off, I want to say we're feeling relieved that we've made it to that 24-week kind of milestone, I feel like, because that's when you get to the point of what they call viability. And basically, if something were to happen and the babies came now, which I am currently 26 weeks and 2 days, so actually 2 weeks past that, but they would do everything they could to keep them alive and they could survive. It may not be like 100% chance. They probably have a lot of complications. We want them to stay in there as long as possible. We don't want them to come right now, but it's also a relief to know that even if they did, that there would be interventions and they would have the, all the support that they would need to hopefully be able to survive and thrive. So that was a relief for us. We also, as we're getting closer and closer to the end, it's just like going by fast. I feel like, it's like, wow, I can't believe we're here already. And it's exciting. It's also still has that scary part, overwhelming part of just this big life change of taking care of 3 babies at once and just thinking of all the things we need to do to like prepare and all of that. We're trying to be on top of that. I'm not the best planner, so I'm kind of trying to grow in that area and just really think about like all the things that we want to like address and prepare before they come. So Casey and I have been, trying to do that and trying to knock things off, even if it's just one thing, just trying to get things knocked off that to-do list. So, and we're also kind of still waiting on like baby stuff because I haven't had a baby shower yet. And we want to kind of wait till after that to kind of see, okay, where are the areas we need to fill in here after that. And so, yeah, that's, a little bit more, just things to prepare. There's lots of things to prepare for, especially welcoming 3 babies into a family. but any baby is a big life change. So any number of babies, but anyway. So as far as symptoms, I will say I feel like my symptoms haven't changed a lot since my last video. I have noticed like a little bit more shortness of breath. You probably can hear that even as I'm talking. And, you know, just as the belly's getting bigger. I will show you my belly, so stay tuned for that. And I also still am having those contractions, those Braxton Hicks contractions. And they are not as frequent though. They are way less frequent. I'm making sure to not be walking around for long periods of time and to not be standing for long periods of time either, and to also drink a lot of water. And I think all of that has really helped, you know, kind of slow them down, but they are still there. They do still happen. I would say maybe around 10 times a day they happen. I haven't really sat down and counted each day like how many times it's happening, but probably 10, maybe 15, I don't know, something like that a day they happen. So, but I'm thankful they're not at a place where they're really like progressing and all of that stuff. And it's pretty normal, I think, with having triplets, because my body, my uterus is like thinking I'm almost at the end of a pregnancy because it's just so much bigger having 3 babies in there. So I'm sure it's just like you're going to feel those Braxton Hicks earlier. And, you know, and it just depends on the person. I mean, I know some people pregnant with 1 baby that they started feeling Braxton Hicks like early in their pregnancy. So it really just depends on the person as well. But anyway, so the next thing is movement. I didn't even talk about movement in my last video, but yes, the babies are moving so much and it's really fun. They don't keep me up at night. It's not to the point where they're like hurting because they're not like kicking my ribs or something yet, but it's fun just to feel them move around, and I can actually see it from the outside, which is really fun. I'm hoping to capture that on video and share it with you guys at some point, but that's been so fun to see the outside movement. And another thing is I have had a little bit of swelling. So if you notice, I have a silicone ring on now, and I took my metal one off just because it was getting a little bit harder. It wasn't tight, but it was like kind of harder to get off. So I was like, I should probably start this now, take it off, put the silicone one on so it's easier to get off if, you know, I don't want to deal with having to cut a ring off or something like that. So, but it kind of fluctuates. It's like not always swelling, and then I feel like it's usually when I'm getting more hot. So when I get out of the shower or something like that. And I feel like I've only really noticed it in my hands and in my feet. And also like when I take my socks off, I'll notice like that imprint that the sock can leave like on your skin stays there longer. And I feel like it's a little bit deeper than it normally would be. So I feel like that's also a sign of swelling. But overall, like, I feel like it's pretty minor, but I feel like I am starting to see some swelling happening. But those are really the big things, the real big symptoms that I've noticed. You know, I did go to the doctor, so I will shift to that clip now. And there were some things I kind of forgot to mention, so I'll mention those after you see this clip. So here's the video of me right after the doctor's appointment. Hey everyone, I just finished my appointment at the maternal fetal medicine doctor, and thankfully everything still looks good. The babies are looking really good. Even their size is kind of a little bit closer. Baby A, who's one of the identicals, baby A and B are the identicals, is smaller always, but not significant. It's like 13% difference between him and the biggest baby. So that was good. That was good to hear. There's no signs of that twin-to-twin transfusion going on. So everything looks really good there. And they did not check my cervix today. And they kind of just said they don't do it anymore. And right now it's just me paying attention to my body if I'm starting to feel signs of labor. Basically, that's kind of what they do now, you know, at this point, now that I'm 26 weeks and 1 day. So, and I did ask them kind of like when they kind of expect the babies to come. And I mean, they really don't know. They can't really answer that. Sorry, I'm looking at, there's like a hawk. Anyway, it's cool. But anyway, so they really don't know. They can't really fully answer that. But they did say that they will not let me go past 35 weeks, actually. So I had kind of done a little bit of research online, and I thought it was 36, but they said that, you know, research shows and stuff like that, that going beyond 35 weeks just can increase some problems. So they take the babies at 35, unless, you know, they decide to come earlier than that. But yeah, and then she said once I'm like 32 weeks or something like that, then she'll probably start checking me just for dilation, kind of like a normal pregnancy, I guess, except they probably don't start checking that early in a singleton pregnancy, but they will start checking like just to see if I'm dilating and stuff like that. So anyway, so that's where we are. And, you know, my blood pressure's still good. My, you know, all of that still good. Oh, and a big thing, I did the glucose test today, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. It wasn't great, but I was expecting it to be almost syrupy tasting or something. And it wasn't. It was like more thin and more like easier to drink than I thought it was going to be. It really did taste like a soda, which I don't drink soda. So it was not the most pleasant thing, but it didn't make me feel sick or nauseous or anything. I think some people get that reaction. I did kind of get some like indigestion from it, because basically I took the drink and then I did my ultrasound, and you know, 'cause you have to wait an hour. So I did the ultrasound and the other like nurse stuff before going to get my blood drawn. But anyway, I will update you guys whenever I find out what the results are, if I do have signs of gestational diabetes or not. I think the chance increases with triplets, kind of all the things you could get with, you know, being pregnant. So low iron, preeclampsia, gestational diabetes, all that stuff. It just, the risk kind of increases when you have triplets, multiples. Yeah, just wanted to update you guys and say I'm very thankful that things are still looking well, and babies were actually practicing breathing, which is really cool. So using their lungs, which is just exciting to see that, yeah, they're able to kind of start using them and practice. So that was really fun to see. So anyway, okay, bye. Okay guys, so a few things that I forgot to mention in that was that the size of the babies. So they are, baby A and B are the identicals, and then baby C is a fraternal. And so baby A is 1 pound 14 ounces, baby B is 2 pounds 2 ounces, baby C is 2 pounds 2 ounces. They're always like the same, baby B and baby C. And, but yeah, they all look great. They said there's no concern or signs of that twin-to-twin transfusion problem that can happen for the identicals, because they share a placenta. And, you know, even though there's a slight size difference, it's not significant enough, and there's no other symptoms that would show any indication of that. So that's wonderful. Very thankful for that. I don't have any like great pictures, so I'm not showing you pictures. They actually, you know, we didn't get any profile pictures. They just weren't really cooperating in that way. And I think as it goes along, it's just harder to see certain aspects of them as they get bigger. But, you know, if I do get some really cute pictures, I will share them with you guys. But there really wasn't anything to share from yesterday. So now it's time for the belly shot. And I'm gonna kind of rotate this way and hopefully show you pretty clearly. So here's the belly at 26 weeks and 2 days. So here we go. And the belly button is actually just about, I feel like, to pop out. It's still just flat, but it kind of is raised a little bit. So I think it might pop pretty soon. And yeah, that's the belly. All right, guys, bye.